All right. Hey guys, welcome to our little special Thursday afternoon Zoom this week. I love getting to hear from other leaders, and I reached out to Jennifer. If you guys are in Sort of Four, and I know the faces that I see on here right now are in Sort of Four, and I know a lot of people that will be on the replay are also, you have seen her face, you have heard her speak. If you haven't, you need to get back into Sort of Four and go through and listen to the videos that she has in there for you. But I reached out to Jennifer and said, hey, would you be willing to talk to my team about consistency in some of your daily activities? Because Jennifer's been in this for a long time and she's in the grind every day. You will see her on her Facebook page working her business. You will see her in TikTok, which I know a lot of people are like weirded out by TikTok, or they don't want to try something new. And so while the method of business may have changed for her over the years, the consistent effort has not. So that's what I was asking her to come to with us today. And honestly, Jennifer, anything else that you want to throw our way, we just like to learn from others. So if you would maybe give a little bit of background, just what you did before, where you are now, and then you can dive into whatever you want to share, and I will be quiet.
Sure. So hello, everyone. Thank you for hopping on. I know this is a super weird time. She had asked me to do your normal team Zoom, and that I train my own team in the evenings. So I try to do all this other extra stuff during the day as I can. But my name is Jennifer Welshins. I've been with Le-Vel about 4.5 years. It was my first network marketing company. I've never done network marketing before. In fact, I thought it was a total scam before. I was that girl that literally rolled her eyes when people said they got a side gig. And I'm like, oh, geez, just get a real job already, right? So I was one of those people, and I came from the hair background. I am a master certified hair colorist. So that's what I did before Le-Vel, and I found this company because I was simply a tired, exhausted, and worn out busy mama, just looking for something to give me more energy. I was living on a heck of a lot of coffee, diet soda, and energy drinks. I found Thrive. And actually, here's a fun fact. I don't share this a lot, but I actually saw it first on Facebook, and that person never reached out to me. Can you believe that? But anyway, that's a little pro tip right there. Make sure you're talking to your Facebook people, because there is the next person there is one person, I guarantee you, one person on your, if you have a decent amount of Facebook friends, we can have 5,000 on Facebook. I highly recommend you max that out. Somebody on there is going to take you to 200K. It's your job to go find them. So anyway, I ended up she never reached out to me. So I didn't know her very well. And I ended up making a post on the Le-Vel fan page. And I said, does anybody want to tell me about this silly sticker I keep seeing on Facebook? And of course, my inbox was like inundated with all these people. But anyway, long story short, ordered the product, fell in love. I was a day one thriver. I could not believe how I was feeling, and I couldn't shut up, and I haven't shut up for 4.5 years. And what got me, which is another pro tip, I teach my team to do this all the time, is it wasn't the person that enrolled me. Actually, it was her enroller connected with me. And she's like, hey, about VIP bonuses. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not selling this stuff. And then she says, well, you can get your product for free if you refer 2 friends. And I'm like, oh. And I was entrepreneurial enough to realize that, well, free products are free products, right? So why not? I'm like, and I know 2 people in my life that needs this for sure. And so I got my 2 referrals, and she goes, before you do that, you should flip your account to promoter. And she goes, I know you already said you don't want to sell this stuff, but that will give you product credits. Plus you'll make a little commission. She's like, you can get an extra box of shakes every month if you do nothing else. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And then, because she caught me in my honeymoon phase, I call it the honeymoon phase, when people are starting Thrive and they like all of a sudden get that aha moment, and their eyes get like the size of saucers, and they love everybody. They're like, they love you, they love the world, they love everybody in it. And it's that honeymoon phase. That's when you hit them with the, hey, have you ever considered, maybe promoting? Not only can get your products for free, but you can earn some extra money. That is how I built my business in the beginning, because I didn't prospect for the opportunity at first. So I was nabbed in the honeymoon phase. So I highly suggest, if you're not doing that with your customers, you're really doing them, you, and your business a disservice. So She nabbed me in the honeymoon phase. And it was all she wrote. I ended up hitting VIP 1600, didn't even know what I did. It was just a matter of I was telling my friends, and pretty soon it just went somewhere. And they deposited, I think it was $500 in my account that one pay period. I must have gotten like VIP 400 or 800 and then like $100 in commissions or something. And I was like, what just happened? Like, I literally was sitting at my desk and I called her and I'm like, I don't even know what just happened here. And she explained it to me. And I'm like, that was literally the most fun I ever had making money in my entire life. And then I went to Palooza because she talked me into it. It wasn't called Palooza then, it was convention. So there's another pro tip. Make sure you get to convention, because had I not done that, I wouldn't have seen the big picture of this company. And I probably wouldn't be here where I am, because that was pivotal in me understanding what this could do for my family and where it could take me. And it made me realize that this was an opportunity I was praying for that I didn't even know existed. Because at the time I was cutting hair full time and I owned a salon and spa. So I was running businesses full time and I was missing so much of my kids' lives. And when I figured out that this could be the vehicle, like in my opinion, for moms, it is the perfect vehicle, because you get the best of both worlds. You get to be present with your kids and have an extremely rewarding career at the same time, which is not anywhere but network marketing. So I'm super passionate about the whole like moms need to do this kind of thing. And that's where my focus is. That's where my brand is. And I'm really passionate about that. So I know that was a long and drawn out answer to your question. But let's get to staying consistent in daily activities, since that's what you wanted me to talk about. I would have to say the biggest thing I have to bring to you today, and I don't make any notes about this kind of stuff. All of this comes from my heart and from, God speaking through me to give you guys guidance, whatever you guys need. But as far as daily consistency, staying consistent daily, you all have what it takes to be consistent and be successful in this business. We all know consistency. I mean, culture is king, content's queen, consistency is definitely the joker in it all. So, because it doesn't matter if you have amazing content and you have amazing culture, if you don't have consistency with any of that, it doesn't matter. You're going to blow it out of the water anyway. So we all have what it takes and we all know what it takes. What we don't have, and I know it's been a struggle for me and it's something I've recently just learned. And so I'm guaranteeing there's at least someone on this call that's going to go, oh my gosh, she's so right. We don't have self-discipline. We don't have self-discipline to, one, not let ourselves off the hook when we wake up in the morning and we have all this energy because our Thrive capsules have kicked in. And then we're like, I'm going to get this done and this done and this done. It's like that TikTok. I woke up this morning thinking I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. And then I got on TikTok and the day was wasted. That is what we do. Is especially for moms, we let the day run away from us. And all of a sudden we look at our to-do list. I'm big on lists. And we're like, I'll get it done tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes, guys. Tomorrow never comes. And it's staying consistent today. And it's what you're doing today that's going to reward you 3 months from now. So it's so super important to remember that staying consistent is where it's at with being successful. So with that, you're like, okay, I get it, Jennifer. I'm supposed to be consistent, but what am I supposed to be doing every day? And it depends on your goals. If you were a promoter on my team, we would be having a one-on-one and I'd be like, what do you want out of this? What do you want? Because you have to love people where they're at. And you're going to have promoters on your teams. I don't know if any of you follow Ray Higdon, but he was my personal coach for a few years. And now I use Eric Worre. But Ray Higdon taught me there's let me get this straight, the 80, 15, and 5 rule. 80% of your team are just going to be here for the prizes and maybe get their product for free. Then you've got the 15 percenters. 15% of your team may have a desire level of maybe $500 a month, maybe. And then you've got the 5 percenters that want gangster money and are going to go straight to the top and they're going 200K and they're doing it within 2 years. And, but you have to love that 80%. You have to understand this. Not everybody's going to have the same desire level as you, but our organizations are built on those 80 percenters, on that 80% of people that just wants to buy great products, maybe get their product for free, maybe refer a friend here or there. So it's really important that you find out what people's goals are, because you don't want to go and be talking to an 80%er with 5%er motivation. You'll scare them away and they'll be like, I can't do this. I can't do what you do. And you don't want to miss the chance of, you have a 5%er, not giving them enough. So I'm big on, what are your goals? So I think you first need to figure out that, where are you going in this industry? Because that will then lead you to what you need to do to get things done. And I don't know any of you guys. I'm not sure where you are in rank or anything like that, but I will kind of give you an idea. So I tell people, if you want to hit 12K, it took me 1 hour a day, 7 days a week to hit 12K. And if you can be super consistent with that and this is not a guarantee, nothing like that. That's what it did for me. Okay. So it's a benchmark. Are you going to meet that benchmark? That's up to you. But that's what it took for me to go 12K. And I was super consistent and super intentional in that 1 hour a day, 7 days a week. Now, for me to go from 12 to 40, it was 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. Super intentional time. That is not scrolling. You need to look, if you haven't already done this, if you have an iPhone, I run like several, like I'm talking on one. I love having multiple devices, but if you have an iPhone and haven't figured out how to see it's like your weekly, like it tells you what it does on your phone. If you're spending more time on Facebook if your time on Facebook is more than it's on Messenger, you are scrolling and wasting time. I mean, I'm a big believer in engaging on other people's stuff and making sure you're creating good content, but the money is in the DMs. That's where it's at. So that's where you need to be. So let's talk about, okay, I would love to know that all of you guys, at least if you're not already 40K, that is your goal, or you have people on your team that need to go 40K and you don't have no idea how to help them. Maybe that's it too. So there are DMOs that I make sure I do every day, and I'm going to share those with you. First and foremost is creating content. I build 100% on social media. So everything I teach I tell my team, it's my job to teach you there's many paths up the mountain. It's your job to figure out which one resonates with you. I build 100% on social media. I feel like that's the quickest, fastest, easiest way to get where I want to go. So that's what I'm passionate about. If you want to do, locals are a really big thing. Events are huge. That is a good thing, but it's not my everyday. My everyday is social media. So I tell people there is a 3-step combination to promoting on social media. And it's kind of like our 3 steps. And lots of people use the analogy, the stool with the 3 legs. If you take one leg, the stool falls. Our 3 steps are the same way. It's 3 parts to one system. You take one part away, you're not getting the best results. So I believe this 3-part how to build on social media is so important. Okay. So part 1 is creating good content. You need to know how to create good content. Lives are huge. And then making sure that you are not all about business and product, because people buy from whom they know, like, and trust. So creating good content, my benchmark for my own personal accounts are 3 posts a day. And let me tell you, there are lots of people that will disagree with me on this. It's my job to teach you there's many paths up the mountain. It's your job to figure out which one works for you. Okay. My benchmark is 3 posts a day. Every 4th post will be about product and opportunity, and I try to rotate those. But everything in between is about my five things or 5 pillars. You've heard it. If you've been on enough Lavelle trainings, you've heard enough people talk about it. If you don't know what that is, that's another training for another day. But my 5 things are: I'm a mom. I'm super passionate about inspiring people. I am very business oriented. So I do a lot of business inspiration posts. I like to be funny. So I like to entertain, so it's like all those other things come from those categories. So creating good content, and that is the thing across all platforms, whether you use Instagram or TikTok or whatever you do, that's create good content. Okay. The next thing is you need to engage with others. Social media wants you to be social on social media. So if you are not taking the time to love and reply to every comment on your posts, you are not getting the most leverage out of those posts. Facebook literally, and I guarantee you this is the case on all platforms, they literally think you're being rude if somebody took the time to comment on your post and you don't love, and I tell my team, use the love or over reaction, because the thumbs up reaction holds no weight in the algorithm. So I tell them love and reply to all comments. Okay. One, that does a couple of things for you. Facebook goes, oh, look, she's playing along. She's being social on social media. Let's show her stuff to more people. And there's another component to the Facebook algorithm. And if you don't know what the Facebook algorithm is, it's a big computer that tells Facebook what to show to whom, okay, and what posts are interesting and should be shown to other people. So if you have a post that has 5 comments on it, when you go in and add a reply, now that post has 10 comments on it, and Facebook algorithm is going to go, oh, look, this must be interesting because all these people commented on it. Let's show it to more people. So being engaging with others is so super important, but not just your own posts. You need to also engage with other people. So one of the DMOs, like I'm gangster, so don't take this that you have to do it this way, but I touch 200 Facebook people a day. Like that is my goal every day, because I have borderline 5,000 friends. It takes 30 days to get through them because I want to get through them once a month. So this month I'm engaging on 200 people's Facebook pages. People don't do this anymore. So when you actually go to their page and comment on something, guess what happens? They're going, I didn't know I was friends with Lisa. Let's go see what she's doing over here. People are nosy. So they're going to your page. And guess what the Facebook algorithm goes? Oh my gosh. She likes Lisa. Let's show more of Lisa's stuff to her. So it all goes hand in hand. And then if your content is correct, they're going to message you about your product or your opportunity because they're interested. Okay. So then the third part is you got to talk to people in the DMs. You have to. I'm not saying cold message and be a whole Pamela Anderson. I'm not saying that at all. But you have to talk to people. People buy from whom they know, like, and trust. Give birthday message. Send birthday messages. Send, hey, thanks for the ad. It's great to get connected to all your new friends. Hey, I'd love to get to know you better, and tell them a little bit about you. You have to be talking to people in the DMs because, like I said, once they get to know you and they start to talk to you, one, they're talking to you in Messenger. Guess who owns Messenger? Facebook. So Facebook is now like, oh, they're connected over here. Let's connect them over here on the feed. So it's all hand in hand. And those are 3 components. And I tell my team all the time, if you're doing 2 of those and missing one, you're getting 2/3 of the benefits, just like our Thrive experience. So that is just a couple of the DMOs. I'm going to give you one more quick tip because we're running out of time here and I gotta have another Zoom. But another quick tip, and this is something that I wish somebody would have told me in the beginning. And I remember sitting right after I hit 200K, we were in Vegas, and I was sitting around probably 4 or 5 of my Lavelle millionaires above me, okay, my upline at the pool. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how this happened. What do I do now? And they're all like, we don't know. So I'll tell you what happened. We hit 200K and we backslid majorly, because what they don't tell you is it's easier to hit the rank than it is to maintain the rank. So that was when I hired Ray Higdon at first to coach me. And he said, you know what is the biggest mistake people make in network marketing? And I'm like, no, tell me all your secrets, Ray. And he said, people don't grow their network every day. So I highly suggest you make that one of your DMOs every day, whether you find new friends on Facebook or you follow new people on Instagram or you follow new people on TikTok or whatever it is you do on any platform you do. You have to be growing your network every day, because this is what happens is 2% of your network this is what Ray Higdon told me, 2% of your network is willing to buy from you right now, no matter what. What people do is they join a network marketing company and they blow through that 2%. They see a little success and then they hit a brick wall. And then they quit and they blame the company and the upline and the product and blah, 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 you know, whatever. They join another company, they blow through that same 2%. And then they quit and they join another company. I mean, y'all know the type of people I'm talking about. And he says, what happens is they don't stick around long enough to get to the 80% of people that it takes 8 to 20 impressions about your product, your opportunity to make a buying decision. And impressions are posts, reach outs, whatever. Okay. And they don't continually add new people, new eyeballs to your stuff to bring in more of those 2%ers, to keep that 2%ers coming. And you know what I mean? Till you get to the point where you're now touching those 80% of people that are needed more information or needed more time. So I will tell you, Facebook specifically, I shouldn't say all of them, maybe if I enrolled 20 new customers last month, I would say 15 of them were from new people that I literally friend requested last month. It's the new people that want to buy. So the other 5 of them were like, okay, I see you're doing this now for 4 years. I guess I'm ready now. You know what I mean? So please, for the love of everything holy, add to your network every day on all platforms. Just make it part of your DMOs. My specific DMOs is I follow 100 new people on TikTok. I follow 100 new people on Instagram, and I friend request 30 new people on Facebook every day. But there's a reason why I got the Millionaire Award less than 3 years into Lavelle, because I'm super consistent and I'm a beast when it comes to DMOs. But anyway, that's what I have for you guys. I don't know if you have any questions.
Well, I know we have like maybe a minute. You are gangster 1,000%. Like, holy crap. Like, those numbers blow my mind. Do you have a specific piece of software or technique that you use to keep track of all these names? Like if you're touching 200, how are you checking off your list? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So I literally once a month, I print off my Facebook list.
Okay. So you're just doing that in Facebook. Okay. All right. That's what I was curious. I didn't know if like TikTok had a way or Instagram had a way.
So I haven't figured out. I do that specifically in Facebook.
Okay.
I have too large a following over, I don't know. I feel like Facebook is a little bit different when it comes to people need to know, like, and trust you a little bit better. Whereas Instagram, my following on Instagram and TikTok are too large for me to do that. But I make sure like I am constantly like my DMO over, like, so for my DMO for Facebook is touch 200 people, whether I'm wishing them happy birthday or I'm saying hello or I'm answering questions or I'm loving on their Facebook, something on their Facebook. In TikTok, my DMO is to put myself into TikTok jail every day, which TikTok will limit you to 154 messages in the DMs a day. Okay. So that's my DMO over on TikTok. Instagram is kind of like an afterthought for me just because TikTok and Facebook keep me so busy. I do have a large following over there, but I'll be honest with you guys, it's just kind of like an afterthought for me. So
I think that's good to know because I feel like people think, oh, I have to be everything on everywhere, but you're right. Like, spend time with what's working. So
yes. And I highly suggest, like, I'm gangster, but this is my full-time job too. Right. I highly suggest until you've mastered one platform, don't go to another one. Good. Get yourself to the point where it's kind of like second nature to creating content, to talking to people. Like, you have a good flow, a good rhythm before you move on to another platform. Because what'll happen is you'll just get overwhelmed and confused and get into that analysis paralysis bullshit. Sorry, I talk like a sailor. I apologize.
That's okay. They're used to me talking. You're fine.
Okay, but it's true. And then you'll do nothing.
Yeah.
So you're better off not overwhelming yourself, mastering one platform before you go to another one.
Okay. Wow. So that was a fast one, but I have 2 pages of notes. So thank you so much. And yeah, for all of you, if you need some inspiration, like I always say, go peek on her page. Please don't follow her and friend her and all that jazz. She's already thriving. You don't need that. But you can definitely learn from Jennifer. So thank you so much for being on here today. And also thank you for all the contributions to Sort of Four. That group has just been incredible, I think, for a lot of people. So I appreciate it greatly. And this will go up on my YouTube. So if anybody from your team, if you want to share it with anybody, it will be there for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tammy. Thanks for inviting me on here. This was fun.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye.